What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big C back again. Oh man, I've been working out. My shoulder killing me. This thing right here is the bomb. Go get y'all one of these, man. So yeah, man. I was sitting here. I've been on here in a while. I don't know what y'all been what y'all like. So I was just thinking about this story, right? And it's not a story, it's really the truth. It's a story that I really think about a lot. And it's a story about one time I was in his backyard, right? And when I used to hustle back in the day on 25th, and I was in the backyard because it was rolling and I was grinding, right? So I was cutting up my rocks on the back porch, and I was gonna go back in the front and get my grind on. You know what I'm saying? So I was cutting up my rocks, and this story really, I always think about it, and sometimes I ride past my grandma's house because I was in the back of my grandma's house. I ride past sometimes, and I just look back there. I want to ask the people, have they seen anything over there, man? And I used to be like, people tell me stuff about ghosts and stuff like that. Like, man, he was high, man. He was tripping. But this time, I actually seen the spirit myself, right? So I'm on the back porch and I'm cutting up, right? It's dark, it's pretty late at night, and as I'm cutting up, it's the backyard like that, right? And over here, over on this fence, looked like it used to be a garden or something. I think my uncle buried his dog over there or something like that. Um, but I was I was cutting up, right, and out the side of my eye, I seen like some shadowy movement, and then in that lifestyle, you gotta be on alert. Like that could be some police coming back there, or some robbers trying to creep back there, right? So I'm on the stairs. I'm on the stairs, and I'm cutting up this D, and out the side of my eye, I see over to the left some movement. So it's kind of strange because it's like a shadowy movement, right? I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I get kind of spooked, and I don't really want to look over there. I'm spooked. I'm kind of spooked, man. So I'm trying not to look over there at what the hell that is over there. And then I see it just coming towards me. So I'm spooked like hell. I'm like, what the hell is that? And as I'm looking at it, I see like it's got a white like cap on, like a white, like, how back in the day they used to wear them white, like a white bandana, like handkerchief thing that they tie on their head. And it's got like old clothes, like look like it could have been a maid or something. And it started coming towards me, and I'm like spooked. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? And the shit walked right past me and walked in through the wall of the house. And that's all that happened that time. So that spooked the hell out of me. I never forget that, man. And you know, I want to send somebody over there, somebody in that profession, to go investigate and see if it's some spirits over there. And I also would like to learn the history of that house, because in the 20s in Oakland, it's an old neighborhood. Go back to the 1900s. Matter of fact, across the street from my grandma's house, Jack London, which was a writer in the 1800s, what they named Jack London Square after, lived across the street. And one day we was hustling, and a big tour bus pulled up over there. I think white people got out and looked at that house, looked at the house across the street, and we found out that Jack London used to live there. So this is an old neighborhood, man. And that the spirit that I seen, it looked old. So, the house, grandma house, was an older house. It had upstairs and the downstairs. The downstairs, we stayed downstairs. Grandma and my uncles and them, they stayed upstairs. And I'm her grandson, so I came over, and actually, one of my uncles stayed upstairs with grandma and my auntie them, and my other uncle that's like closer to my age, he stayed downstairs. So this is another. It's two more incidents that happened at that house that I'll never forget. Um, when the and then we was hustling over there. This is back in the '80s. So one time it's rolling outside, right? So Unc got sacked. So I'm about to go get some re-up from Unc downstairs, and it's super knocking though. It's Barton, and I just sold out in like no time, like a G count, 10, 20, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I run back in the house, go get some shit, and when I run in there, those forks and spoons, the wooden forks and spoons that black folks used to have on their wall back in the day. Well, the fork or the spoon, one of them was on the wall. I think the spoon was on the wall, downstairs, because we had converted that into like a little house downstairs. It had like 1, 2, 3 bedrooms down there, a bathroom, and the living room, and the kitchen was in the back. So when I come through the door, I I walk this way, then I make that left, and it's like about 2 or 3 steps to knock on Unc's door. So when I walked in, I was rushing, and the fork was on the floor, and I told myself in my head, when I come back, I'm gonna pick that fork back on the wall. Um, so I come back, I knock on Unc's door. Okay, there. His lock on the door, but it's unlocked, but it's locked. His door is locked. Somehow I think it was you could lock it. You had a key, and then he had a lock that you put the lock on, because niggas would go up in there and steal something out of there, right? So Uncle locked his door really good. So I knocked on the door. I thought he was in there. He wasn't in there. And this is just like about 5-10 seconds. I'm like, If he was in there, he'd open the door quick. So when I remember, I walked in, that fork was on the floor. So I thought to myself, I'm put this fork back on the wall when I come back. So when I knock and he ain't there, I come back, and I come back out and turn the corner. Now the fork is on the wall, and nobody was in the house but me. Nobody was down there but me. So I'm like, God damn, how did... So I started putting 2 and 2 together, and it kind of spooked me. I was like, something is in here. That was the second time something happened like that. And there was a lot of bad activity, bad spiritual stuff going around there, killing. And the guy next door, we watched him go in the house and hang himself. We didn't watch him hang himself, but we stand out there grinding, my folks' uncle, and he walked past us next door, smooth, and next thing you know, Tom go in the house, and his uncle is hanging, and he got to get him up from the wall, from the ceiling, and call the ambulance. He came back out there, man, my uncle just hung himself. and the ambulance came, took him to the, took him away. But it was some bad spiritual stuff going on. We was young, wild, had guns and all that. We was grinding. Police beat around there every day. It was just some bad stuff. I guess it disturbed the spirits. So yeah, man, that was really crazy, and I always think about that. I was just thinking about it right now, so I said, let me make a video and ask somebody, have they ever seen a spirit, or have they ever had any interactions like that? Because I know I ain't crazy, and I don't lie and make nothing up. So the last thing that I seen that tripped me out was, we hustling back in it's the 80s, like 87, 88. And I come in after hustling all night, and it's like 3, 4 in the morning. So I come in, I'm hecka tired, I've been drinking, and I lay down on the couch in the living room, and I fall asleep. So I've been drinking. I wake up. I gotta pee. So I wake up, open my eyes. I see somebody go in the bathroom in the curtain, because it wasn't no door in the downstairs bathroom. It was just a curtain that you pull. So I seen somebody go in the bathroom. So I wait a while. I'm sitting there waiting for them to come out the bathroom. I got to pee hecka bad. And nobody never came out the bathroom, but I seen somebody go in there, and the curtain moved and everything. And like they moved the curtain and went in there. So I'm waiting for them to come out. So I'm like, who in the bathroom? Nobody say nothing. So I get up and I go. I'm like, man, who in the bathroom? I move the curtain. Ain't nobody in there. But I could have swore I just seen somebody go in there, because I've been waiting for the bathroom. I'm sitting there waiting for them to hurry up and finish and come out of there. So, man, that's a trip. That spooked me. But the house was an old house, old neighborhood, a lot of violence. Even before we think this is the only time that it's been violence in our community. If you read old newspaper clippings and study old history, it's always been some crazy violent stuff going on in all the cities. So who knows? Was it a ghost, or am I tripping? We don't know. I never know. I know one thing. I know what I seen, and that shit was real. I think about that a whole lot. I think about that all the time. And, if you guys had an experience like that, tap in the comments. Let me know, because the spiritual world is real. And with all this stuff going on in this world, it is some spiritual things going on right now. So, let me know. Peace and blessings, man. Nice to see y'all again. Y'all check in sometimes, like and subscribe. Holla at your boy Big C. Peace and blessings.